Good morning, everybody. Start our practice. Let's bring ourselves towards the front of our chair. Establish the foundation for your practice. Grounding the feet, grounding the sit bones, and bringing your focus to the breath. Even out the flow of the breath. Observing how the breath is moving today. And letting the movement of the breath give you a reading on just your general state as you come into our practice today. Is the breath moving smoothly, evenly throughout the cycle of the inhale and the exhale breath? Let's begin to stretch out the breath now, evening out the flow of the breath between our inhale and exhale breath. Perhaps using your own internal count to guide you to that even movement of the breath in and out, inhale and exhale. Remembering, if you experience any lightheadedness or any other things that seem a bit odd during the breathing exercises or any other part of our practice, to just return to a breath that your body establishes as normal. And also remembering that during our practice, to find that correct balance, and perhaps even setting an intention today to find the balance between ease and effort, to find the balance between challenging ourselves and moving appropriately for what our body is telling us to do today. Extend your exhale breath now. Perhaps extending the exhale to 50% longer than our inhale, or maybe even up to 100% longer than our inhale. So doubling the length of the time we spend exhaling in comparison to the time we spend inhaling. Let's take 2 more complete rounds of the breath with an extended exhale breath. Now coming to our seated mountain pose, again coming back to the foundation for our practice. Noticing the connection between the feet and the floor, the sit bones and the seat of the chair. These are our foundation points for our seated practice today. Lean over to the right to take all the weight onto the right sit bone, lifting the left sit bone away from the chair, and then rock towards the left side to lift they were to place all the weight on the left sit bone. Just while we're up in the air, you can reach around and sort of pull the glute muscles away from the sit bones to allow the glutes to become slightly more grounded, and then lean back towards the right and pull the glute muscles away to increase that grounding, to increase the contact between the sit bones and the seat of the chair. You can also wrap the hands around the right thigh. So taking the right hand underneath the right thigh, the left hand to the inner edge of the right thigh, and just lifting and twisting the right leg, the right thigh, and then doing the same thing, but lift slightly over to the side and lift and twist the left thigh. Come back to our seated moan and notice if perhaps those actions have made you feel slightly more grounded, slightly more connected to the seat of the chair. Stack the spine. Visualize the sacrum, the vertebrae of the lumbar spine, stacked with that slight forward curve over the sacrum, the vertebrae of the thoracic spine stacked with that slight rearward curve over the lumbar spine, and the cervical spine stacked again with that slight forward curve over the thoracic spine, and the skull sitting atop that stack. The force of gravity moving down through the spine, into the sit bones, into the seat of the chair. Take the arms towards the side. Inhale the arms overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Inhale up. Draw the hands back to heart center. And once more, inhale. And draw the hands back to heart center. Release the hands towards the side body. And we're going to lift and lower the right and left hands. So 1, warming up the shoulders. 1, 2, drag the hand down. 2, drag the hand down. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 6. And now lifting the right hand and the left knee. 1, almost doing a seated march. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 6. Releasing the hands down. Now, warming the spine up by moving laterally. So moving side to side. Inhale. Lengthen the spine by lifting the top of the head towards the ceiling. And exhale, take the right fingertips towards the floor. Come through center and left fingertips down towards the floor. Through center right. Through center left. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 6. This time, as the right fingertips come to the floor, take the right overhead for 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. And come back to center. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Inhale, lift the sternum. And exhale, round the spine towards the back of the chair. Come up for 2. 2. Roll over the front to back sit bones. 3. 3. 4. 4. And 5. And 5. 6. And then make a really complete exhale as you round towards the back of the chair. Inhale, come back up to center. Stack the spine, even the weight on the sit bones. And move along the spine from the sacrum, through the lumbar spine, through the thoracic spine, the cervical spine, up to the top of the head. Your next inhale takes the top of the head towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. But use the muscles, the core muscles, those obliques, the oblique muscles in particular, the muscles that sweep up this way to draw you into the twist. So minimal effort coming from the hands, maximal effort coming from the obliques to take you into this twist towards your right side. Use the breath to lengthen the spine to create space to perhaps move a little more deeply into this twist. Inhale, let the top of the head rise towards the ceiling, and then exhale, take the left hand to the outside of the right hand to the outside of the left thigh and twist towards our left side. Breathing here. Taking one more complete breath. Inhale, come back to center. Or inhale and then exhale, come back to center. And take one cat-cow breath. Inhale. Exhale, round towards the back of the chair. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Interlace the fingers and press the fingers towards me. Press the palms towards me. Inhale the arms overhead. And then bring the hands onto the back of the head. Elbows come together and open for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fingertips come to the top of the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hands come to cactus. You could add the weights here if you were so inclined. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, with the hands in cactus, let's lower the hands to parallel with the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cross the right hand over, right arm over the left, reach around, peel the shoulders away from the spine, the shoulder blades away from the spine. Lift the elbows, wrap the arms around each other. Lift, feel the spine long and straight, and then fold the upper body over the lower legs. Inhale, return to center, stretch the arms out towards the side, take left over right. Come onto the shoulder blades. Peel the shoulder blades away from the spine. And then option to wrap the arms around each other, lengthen the spine, and fold over the lower legs. Inhale, return to vertical, stretch the top of the head towards the ceiling, and unravel the arms. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and glide the shoulder blades down the back. Once again, going around forward, up, back, and glide down. Reaching, twist, reach, and take the left hand to the floor, and then twist towards the left and reach up. Reach down for 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6. And 6. Bring the hands back to the side. Twist and reach down now to our left side, and then twist to the right and lift the arm for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. Come back to center. Glue the elbows to the lowest ribs. Stack the spine. And think about the shoulder blades coming together to open the hands out to the side as we inhale. You can add your weights here if you like. Exhale back to center. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6. And then draw them back to center. Take the arms down, roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and glide down. Forward, up, back, and glide down. Let's move to now, let's do some core work again. If you have your weights or you want to add your weights here, gives a little extra resistance to work on strengthening up our core muscles, those muscles that are so important to supporting the spine, keeping the spine healthy, and also supporting us to maintain our balance. Inhale here, exhale, and then let the next inhale angle the body towards the back of the chair. And then use those core muscles to lift you forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maintain the breath here, 9, 10, 11, and we're going to hold on 12 for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep holding that grapefruit with the chin. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come forward. It's neutral. Reverse the cross of the arms now. And let's reoxygenate everything by taking a nice deep breath in and sighing it out. On our next inhale, go back, angle back towards the chair for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come forward. Take the weights down to the side, move them forward, up, back, and down. Once more, around, forward, up, back, and down. With the weights towards the side, we'll just do a little more work on that lateral movement of the spine and use the weights to help strengthen the muscles that move us laterally. So again, remember to think about the muscles in that area of the core, the muscles in the belly, as we go down to the right for 1, through center and down to the left for 1. Through center and down to the right for 1, and left for 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. And come back to center Let's set our weights aside for the moment. Interlace the fingers, come around the right shin and draw the right knee in towards the body, flexing and pointing the right toes. Circle in one direction and circle in the opposite direction. Wrap the hands around the knees and circle in one direction and then circle in the opposite direction. Take the ankle onto the opposite thigh or bring it to the side of the left foot. So either here, an intermediate location is here or here. Flex the toes, no matter what position you're in, flex the toes strongly into towards the shin, press the mound of the big toe out, and draw the little toe side towards the shin. Gently rock that hip. And then press the right knee into the resistance of the hand. And then let go of the pressure in both directions. Just let that knee hang out there. Once again, press in. So activating those muscles that create that outward turn of the thigh to press it into the hand and release. And just let it hang out there in midair. And finally, press in and release. And just let it hang out. If it's available to you, cross the legs, lengthen the spine, breathe here, and we'll twist towards our right side. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come back through center, and counter twist towards the left. And then release the right foot onto the floor. Take the feet slightly wider than hip distance apart and sway the knees in on each other. And then pull the knees towards the right side. Look left. Bring the knees through center and look right. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Find our non-dominant, interlace, and draw the left knee in towards the body. Flex and point the left toes. Circle in one direction and circle in the opposite direction. Bring the hands, cup the knee with the hands and circle in one direction and circle in the opposite direction. Take the left ankle to the right thigh or bring it either onto the block or the floor on the inner edge of the right leg. Whatever, if you're not up on the ankle. Again, remember to flex the foot strongly and don't let try not to make sure the ankle isn't collapsing towards the floor. Support that left knee with the hand, just gently rock the knee. And now use the strength of the leg to press the knee into the resistance of the hand and release. Let that leg open out. Pay attention to the ankle to avoid collapsing the ankle. Once again, press and release. And then press and release. Okay, cross the legs. Now, left over right. Inhale here, lengthen the spine. Use the next inhale breath to create length as we twist towards the left side. Breathe here. And then exhale, counter twist towards the right. Release the left foot onto the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together. You can perhaps, it might assist you in coming into this Baddha Konasana pose to put the block underneath the heels. Press the soles of the feet together and let the knees open out to the side. Support the knees with the hands, or actually bring the hands onto the thighs. Support the thighs with the hands. And once again, we're going to do that same action that we did. Use the same muscles we used to press the knee into the hands to press the thighs, both thighs simultaneously into the resistance of the hands. And release. And once more, press and release. Now, close the legs like you're closing the covers of a book. Take our blocks just off to the side. Maybe find your strap. Stretch the right leg out towards me. Draw the left heel back towards the chair. Before we start to move over the right leg, make sure the toes are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Draw the little toe side of the foot back towards you. Take the left heel behind the knee and put some pressure on the leg to press the left heel towards the floor. Edna, you look a little troubled. So pressing that in, lengthening the spine, and creating that dorsal flexion in the left ankle. And feeling the stretch in the calf on the left leg. Now, let's take the strap around the right foot. Lengthen the arms, draw the right toes towards you, and feel the stretch again in. Now, taking the stretch into the right calf. Use the strap to steer the foot. So the outside edge comes towards the floor by drawing the big toe back towards you. And then now go in the opposite direction by pressing the base of the big toe towards the floor and drawing the little toe side of the body or strap back towards. And then move one side to side. Lift that leg so the thighs come parallel with each other. And hold. And now let's take both ends of the strap into the right hand and stretch the leg out and stretch the arm out to the side. Draw the leg back to center. Release the right foot. Take the feet slightly wider than hip distance and let the knees sway right, and then let the knees sway left. Now, take the left foot out towards me. Draw the right heel in behind the right knee and bring the weight to bear on the right thigh to press the right heel down towards the floor. Deepening our dorsal flexion of the right ankle and stretching out, getting a gentle stretch into the calf. Inhale, come up. Wrap our strap around the bases of the toes of the left foot. Draw the toes towards the body, feeling that calf stretch. Now steer the foot with the strap, taking the outside edge towards the floor, and then going back and pressing the big toe side towards the floor. So just using that action of the foot, back and forth, and using the strap to steer the foot. Lift the leg so the thighs come parallel. Now, wrap both ends of the strap around the left hand and stretch out towards the side, opening out towards the side, taking the arm out, and breathe here. Inhale, return to center, release the left foot onto the floor. Take the knees back, our feet back underneath the knees, widen the feet slightly, and sway from side to side. Now let's come up to standing and prepare for some standing work. So, coming to standing facing the back of our chair. Let's come to our standing mountain pose, facing the back of our chair. Set the feet up hip width apart. Press the mound of the big toe into the mat and create the foundation for our standing pose. Breathing here. Let's work our way up the body from the foundation of the feet. Lift the arches, draw the inner line of the leg towards the waist. Squeeze it, bring the legs in towards center. Think back to that work we've done in the past with the blocks between the legs. Lift the pubic bone slightly towards the navel. Soften the ribs towards the body. Draw the shoulders back and down. Open the palms forward. Stack the neck over the spine and the head over the neck. And again, find our standing mountain pose. And find that balance of ease and effort in standing mountain. That allows us to perhaps hold this pose for a fairly long time. Inhale the arms overhead, draw the hands back to heart center. Inhale up, draw back to heart center. And final time, inhale up and draw back to heart center. And this time fold and bring the hands towards the chair. Establish an L shape with the body by backing the feet away from the chair, stretching the arms out, press the hands into the back of the chair, and hopefully your chair is just about the right height to make a right angle at the hips. Lift that inner line of the legs, bend the knees slightly to release tension on the lower back. Firm up those core muscles we worked on earlier to support the front body as we hang out in this L shape. Turn the right toes out, step the left foot in towards the chair. Straighten the front leg. Come up, either support yourself on the chair or bring the hands to the hips. That action we worked on earlier of rotating the thighs, this time rotate the inner thigh of the right leg slightly inward, and then draw the knee forward towards the chair. Find the connection between the feet and the floor, and lift one or both arms towards the ceiling for Warrior One. Breathe here in Warrior One. And exhale the hands to the chair. Lift the back heel. Step both feet to meet at the back of the chair and stretch the body out in L pose. Turn the left toes out. Bring the right foot in towards the chair. Bring the hands to the hips. Bend the knee in towards the chair. Find your stability here. Draw the tailbone down towards the right heel, or left heel, left heel. Perhaps think about deepening that stretch and lift and lift. Contain the front body with those core muscles we worked on earlier. Breathe here. Exhale. Take the hands to the chair, lift the back leg, and step both feet back to meet in our L pose. Now, let's, once again, this time we're going to step the left foot in towards the chair and come to a slightly shorter pose. So we're going to come to pyramid pose now. So taking the hands onto the hips, or continuing to support yourself on the chair. Lengthen and listen, lengthen the spine, and then exhale. Fold towards the chair, bringing the hands to the back of the chair, onto the seat of the chair. Or wherever you feel comfortable, but only going as deep into this fold as you can without rounding the back. You might reach back and see if the hips are level. Let's inhale, come up. Step both feet back to me and come to our L pose. Now, step in again for that shorter triangle pose. Bring the hips parallel to the back of the chair, fold towards the chair, and bring the hands to an appropriate level that you can, so you can fold without rounding the spine to get deeper. Inhale, come up, and step both feet back to me in our L pose. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Come standing behind our chair. Begin with the feet hip distance apart, come to standing mountain pose. And we're going to lift. We'll do our calf work today. We won't use the blocks for a rolled up towel, but if you do happen to have a very firm rolled up towel handy, it's something, again, to put that under the toes gives you a bit more stretch into the calves. So let's lift up onto our toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's hold up on the toes on 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the heels come towards the floor. Let the big toes meet. Heels are slightly apart, maybe an inch or so. And once again, let's repeat that. Those heel lifts coming up for 1, down for 1, up for 2, down for 2, up for 3, down for 3, up for 4, down for 4, up for 5, down for 5, and up for 6, and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the heels back onto the floor. Heels touch, feet angle out towards the side. So turning the feet out like that. Didn't Charlie Chaplin have do that in some of his? And lift the heels for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And finally, big toes touch. Heels are wide and lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold up on 6 for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Let's turn and face out the back of our chair. Walk back and stretch out in our L shape. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Finish off our standing work with tree pose, creating the foundation in our chair side foot. Lift the outside heel. Remember, you can do your chair pose or with just the heel lifted. You can bring the foot to the ankle, the calf, or the inner thigh. Bring the hands together at heart center. Focus on something else besides me or the images on the screen. Raise the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. Release that outside leg. Let it swing freely. And then take that foot behind you. And inhale, come back to center. Either turn or bring the chair to the opposite side. Again, always establishing our foundation before we move into the pose. So now our chair side foot, lifting the outside heel, coming to the ankle, the calf, or if it's available to you, and it seldom is to me on this side, the inner thigh, opening up. Draw the hands back to heart center. Let that outside leg sway. And then come forward, lifting the back leg. Inhale, come back to center. And now let's come back onto our chairs. Coming back onto our chair. And begin our return to the chair work in seated mountain pose. Breathing here. Let's take one more deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale through the mouth with a big sigh. Inhale, come back up to center. Walk the feet slightly wider. Walk the feet out into a V, so the legs form a V. Sitting towards the front of your chair. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, fold the upper body into the space between the legs. And you might want to bring your blocks along to make sure, however deep you're going into this forward fold, you're doing so with a straight back. Again, this is a pose where we're looking to find more ease than effort. This is a chair version, or my chair version, of child's pose. Slow the breath down here. And come more deeply. Let's bring the hands back onto the thighs and use the arms to assist lifting the body back to center. Take the arms overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Keeping the knees wide. Let's let the legs fold in towards center. So going from side to side. Just gradually cooling the body down and preparing ourselves for final relaxation. So if you need to take a drink, add extra clothing, do those things now. And just take the next few moments to prepare yourself for final relaxation so you can come seated towards the back of your chair. And coming to seated towards the back of your chair. Close the eyes. Turn your thoughts inward. Let the body shape itself to the chair. Let the breath shape itself to the body. Looking for maximum ease and minimal effort as we come into our final relaxation. Let the breath slow down. But also notice a wave of relaxation sweeping over the body with each exhale breath. Use the time of our final relaxation to allow the body to integrate the moves, the motion that we experience during today's practice. Find ease as well in the mind. If even momentarily, even for a brief moment, set aside the effort of planning, evaluating, deciding. Allow the conscious mind a brief respite from decision making. Finding more clarity for your post-practice decision making. Gradually, slowly, begin to deepen the breath, nodding the head forward and back, moving it side to side, wiggling the fingers and toes, moving back towards the front of our chair, coming to seated mountain pose and still seeking that balance of ease and effort. Take the arms to the side, inhale the arms overhead, draw them back to heart center, and thank yourself for making time for this practice today. Thank each other for sharing your practice, and thank you so much for the honor of guiding you through your practice. Namaste.